This man already recording.
Yeah, man, it's a podcast. We stop when we want. As our podcast goes, we have to be free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got the snacks.
Water.
Or pull. So it's a night, or chilled. You good? Or that's water. Just don't make it turn around. People don't want to promote that company.
No free advertisement here. Got it.
And we're back with another episode of the 051 podcast. You know what it is. Party DJ over here. Unfortunately, Mulimo couldn't be with us for the past couple of shoots. Mulimo got a job. I'm so happy for him. The guy, no, I'm genuinely happy for my hot man. He got a job.
It's a good thing.
He's out here. Yeah, he's a van. So very equally.
Yeah.
Shout out Lemo. Without further ado, we're shooting live Labona from Good TV.
Yes, man.
It's very nice out here, man. We had Tigo's gaming arcade, gaming lounge.
Not arcade yet. We don't have all the arcade things, so we'll get there.
We're chilling with Muzi, or as I like to call him, Tembogwai. What's up, big bro?
How are you, man? It's good.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm good.
Can you introduce yourself? Where we at, man?
Alright, now as you can see, this is Tigo's Gaming Lounge. We're technically esports org, so we're trying to get people into esports, specifically fighting games, but any other esport is welcome. FIFA as well and all that is. So if we can get enough support, we can get a proper league for you guys here in Bloom. It's just that, as you can see, it's empty. So nobody's playing, and we open pretty late. It's about 7 or so. Y'all can get memberships here or whatever. So
let's speak a bit higher, man. You know, I can see like a low budget too.
Nah, but I think I'm loud.
Oh, okay. That has happened more than once on the podcast. Don't worry.
It should be loud enough.
Yeah. No, I'm a master at anyway. So, okay, brother. I appreciate you letting us shoot you, man. Local brands, brands that make a matter. One of the objectives of the podcast was actually to bring local brands together. This is our last episode, by the way, episode 11, guys. Shout out, almost on 50 subscribers. On the 50 subscriber mark, competition time coming. We're talking to local brands. There's one or two. It's either Kerala or it's clothing. So size how, and then we'll meet Butrupum, blow me, or we'll try curry it to you. Or if you're wine connoisseur, there's a wine package that we're considering. But I don't know any more about that. But the clothing one is very easy because there's a lot of Bloom brands out there that are willing to give out merchandise. Mm-hmm. So shout out to the lounge for welcoming us, man.
No problem.
Yeah.
I better win that ish. Now subscribe, I didn't subscribe.
I know.
I'm kidding, man.
Let's not deviate too much. The podcast is all about current events and putting it into our daily lives. As much as we'd like to start off on a good note, we'd like to say RIP to the former MEC education and attitude. Apparently, abaya school because of the funeral. Yeah, man, that's what I hate today.
That is cool. I saw some kids at school, but I have to because it's exams. I think now or something. I mean tests or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what a lady said like that came from Gagasi today, and I was like, okay, but she's feel like I wanna meet like guys.
They must not use that as an excuse. They shouldn't use that as an excuse at all. But hey, I know about the water thing. The water thing is annoying because I'm like, you can see all this rain here, but we don't have water. I'm like, Nah.
And it's not like we even get water from here. I got water from Lesotho or something.
No, we get our water here.
Sure.
Those niggas get water from us. They get water from us. Yeah, they get water from us. They get electricity from us. Botswana gets, I think, water and electricity also from us. So, our water is our water. Like, we legit don't get anything from those niggas.
But that water was fought for though as well. At the same time.
But yeah.
Life, yeah. But yeah, man, carrying on to like our first topic over here. What do you think about the Tunisian president not liking black immigrants? Is it like a copy of what's happening in like South Africa, or is just those like Muslim type Arabic countries like in the northern Africa? Are they less privy to us black people coming in and probably like having residency and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know who the Tunisian president is.
Oh, it's Kais Saied.
Don't know who that is either. But like, if you can tell me like
he literally went on television. I was just like, yo, okay.
You want to get rid of black
people? Yeah, all the black immigrants from Sub-Saharan. So he's specifically saying people from Sub-Saharan. So that means us. No, that doesn't mean anything else. He just means black people, obviously, but the way he put it is like, the guy is from South, because us Southern Africans usually dark or whatever the case is. So what it ignited was, in the banks, people are babeta, darky, like, bam. Yeah. It made it like a xenophobic, like, trend. Like, when black people have a sharp, like this. Even, like a documentary I was watching whereby, like, they were trying to get people from Guinea out. Yeah, I was like, okay, it's real. Because people went there to, like, for better, like, jobs and stuff like that. Because I think Tunisia actually has a good like economy. I'm not like privy on like the northern African politics, but I should imagine like Bashar. So quickly later, and people are just kicking you out of the bank, and I feel like this South Africa is going down that route with, how we are perceived as being xenophobic, like amongst our communities, operation to do and stuff like that.
Black people must just stop black on black crime. Like, I can understand that some African races might have, or tribes might. Let me say races. Like the Nigerians don't really have a good what you call this thing. They don't necessarily have a good reputation or anything like that. But like, if a homie is coming from Ghana or wherever, he just wants to come, do ish for his family, just to survive whatever, and he can do that here. I don't have an issue with that. Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Because if you had to go there as well.
Man, some of us want to go to North America, man. Sometimes some of us. Then try to keep on also what England or whatever the case may be. Not that you're saying no, screw South Africa or whatever. I can see that gonna be a problem.
Just leave
it's fine. That I have a problem with the fact that you don't know where life might lead you. So why are you being like that with someone from another country? And what if you end up in that person's country, Kabospan or what have you, or one of your family members or whatever the case may be goes there or whatever. Like, life is about traveling, man. Like, Now imagine everybody in Paris every time you feel go propose to your wife or whatever the case may be. No, for example, because it's the most romantic like place to like take your like significant other.
There's many places that are more romantic than France.
Yes, but I'm saying the cliche.
It's
The cliche, yes. There's plenty of places, even in South Africa there's plenty, but I'm just putting out like a cliche of travel to another country, go propose. Even if you take it to New York, New Yorkers are gonna be like, these damn immigrants or whatever the case may be. Like you don't know the type of energy that's gonna come towards you. Yeah, like a lot of white like South Africans long get like body, not podcasting, but radio. Okay, podcasting that will get a clip and stuff whereby they're like in other European countries and United States and stuff like that. There's another podcast here at from Cape Town, maybe. He also said the same thing. You're South African and you're white. People that actually know what part they did back then. Like they were like, you get treated like a different way. Like, even if you were English or whatever, they treat everybody that's white from me. I know. They got sanctions. You get what I'm saying? It was like a real thing.
I didn't even know they actually sanctioned white people from South Africa. But I assume it's most of the black guys that are doing that.
What do you
like if they were in America, like white South Africans? I would assume it's the black guys that are doing that ish. But who knows?
Nah, you know what I'm saying?
This president, what your man Alman?
Oh, Kai Said.
Kai Said, Kai Said, nigga must chill. But now the thing is, he wants to do what the Arabs did in Egypt.
What?
Egypt is a black country. Now, technically for a while, I didn't really think much about Egypt until I actually read more about it. And I'm like, no, Egypt was a black country.
The pharaohs were proved to be, not even these pharaohs. These pharaohs that we found are like the recent pharaohs. Like, civilization in Egypt stretches more than anybody can actually try to track back.
I know, they're proper black. Now, when you think of it, I'm like, I think people can hate the white people for, colonizing us and something. And I actually don't like what happened in Egypt with the Arabs, because if you think about it,
it's the same thing.
No. It's actually much worse.
Yeah, it's actually they killed off a whole.
Let me say from what you can notice.
But there was also, let's not get into this, there was also nature. There was a lot of Budihiriki.
Let me talk about like when you look at Egypt, man. Egypt is one of the like few countries back then that advanced everything in terms of technology, architecture, development, everything. So essentially, in that era, they were Africa's smartest civilization, right? Because they were already in touch with the Romans, right? They were already in touch with the Romans, so they already had a good understanding of the Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire saw them as equals, right? Roman Empire goes away, fine. Now we have the British Empire. British Empire they were actually barbarians back then. So the British Empire were barbarians and they took over the Roman Empire. So, but basically back in those times, Middle Ages, your key civilizations were the Romans, the Japanese. It was the Romans, Japanese, the Egyptians, and then some areas. I think like maybe Tibet, probably the Mongols. I think the Mongols were pretty, I guess, smartish. And the Mayans. The Mayans were the smartest in the Polynesian areas. Yeah. So all those civilizations were what advanced like people. Civilization. So what happened is that the Arabs came, right? The Persians. Okay. They came, killed off all the Egyptians, essentially killing off the smartest people in Africa.
Yeah, so, and I get that in the research, there might be evidence that actually Basum from Egypt and
I don't know.
Like as the Bantu people,
Bantu people come from Western Africa.
Oh, it's Western Africa.
Yeah, it's Western Africa. Western Africa, because around there, North Africa, you had the Egyptians and the Songhai Empire. Sure. The Songhai Empire was also another one. but they weren't as advanced as the Egyptians because the Egyptians had math and all that stuff. So in other words, if the Egyptians
but we traveled through as like our first the Bantu people, but they did go through like Bunty universities to about Timbuktu probably and stuff like that.
Probably,
I
don't know
in the teachings and stuff like that. I mean, I don't think we just came here to be much about anything.
Like I would assume they did come without much anything because we're primitive. Primitive. The Egyptians were way above that in that time.
But the Egyptians never learned that's really
they were doing that before Mazulumo and so you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were advanced before we were advanced.
So you're saying we escaped slavery basically?
No. I'm saying Bantu people, man.
Because the people that took into the spore are the ones.
I'm saying if the Egyptians never died, Africa would be a massive shit. They would not be taking the shit that they're taking now.
Do you think the original Egyptians are Slanambo, Finyan and this is?
They probably watered it down by this point.
Fair.
But the issue I have is the knowledge. The knowledge is gone. We had to build up again. So that knowledge we had from the Egyptians is completely gone. So we could have been way advanced. We could have been far beyond the what you call the British. We could have been way far beyond because what happened is the British only became what they are after they took over.
But the British has religion.
Yeah.
Well, back when
exactly.
English had very good religion.
No, but they were barbarians. That's the thing. Their religion was no different than the Romans.
Fact.
They were barbarians. They were legit barbarians, and then they learned from the Romans. No, this is civilized life. You know, let's integrate this into our own. But only because they still had that savage nation, then they end up conquering.
Rather fake.
That was their thing. Just conquest was their thing. So I mean, it's disappointing, but yeah.
Sticking to Africa, what did you think about the Nigerian elections? The Nigerian elections.
I'm not, hey my man, I'm very busy, so I haven't been looking at any much news pertaining to anything actually. Other than my
estimate Nigeria's population.
You must estimate Nigeria's population.
No, just off the head. As the place that has the most black people in any place on the earth.
I mean, maybe about like 100?
They 200 and something. No?
Okay.
Out of that,
some devoted to the jumping into not about the
even worse.
So what is it like unanimous? Okay.
So Nigerian celebrities that did register and had the what's this? Voting card. Apparently some voting cards didn't work. So I want to give you a crazy stat. Out of that 200 million Nigerians, 87 million registered with that card. Balang card of it. Okay.
87 million of voting basically.
We have the voting card. 20 million voted. And that's the biggest turnout probably.
Only 20 million voted.
Yeah. And the place that has I think we are around about there in terms of voting. If I'm mistaken.
Now voting here. Guys, I don't want to talk politics, but guys, at least let's just do stupid decisions for once. I don't want anything because at this point, I just go vote for VF Plus because ANC at time. What's ANC doing? I don't want to say. I don't even want to go to like what you call thing DA, school DA, school whatever. I'm just gonna mind more at this point because
it's what we're going through. Honor me, this guy says we were.
Yeah, but no, it's whatever because the thing is all we need is just some change. Some change can happen because the only reason why ANC is getting away with this crap, they have no competition. No competition. In America, everything politics-wise is under wraps proper because there's competition. Because the other guys will come in there, make sure they're honest, and they also will make sure the other guys are honest. But
did you see Trump's speech at this the CPAC?
I think I saw something like that.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what did he say? He was like, he wants baby boomers to have American like resources after the baby boomers, basically. Like it's dope, man. Like Donald Trump is what manager mood looks like, my man. On a presidency, man.
Oh, so they must have baby boomer resources.
Oh, I can try to go. You see the baby boomers. Because one America, they've been progressive. Some of the people that family trees are tied to slavery, they're getting compensation.
Is it?
Yeah.
But this is from Trump, not Biden.
No. This is something they wanna push in a small part of.
They must. Yeah. Now give that country back to the.
I'm saying, why can't we also from the like apartheid guys? Or even now, I know give up at least with 30% in future.
I mean, you know what the issue with that?
Not 40%.
You know what the issue with that is that those measures are already in place, nah? But the government is unfortunately embezzling so much money that it's like it's not even there. Because we're not a first world country, but we're going to third world country, granted things like that.
No, we were developing country at a point.
No, we're still a developing country, yes.
No, we're not. We're not doing this.
We are.
We're not a developing country.
Despite the fact of being released and shit like that, we're still technically a developing country because we're not third world completely, but we're not first world either. So we're in the point of development.
That's the first positive thing I've heard you say about the NC.
Look, all I'm saying is that because those measures.
But you can just see it in the immigration that takes place in South Africa. Like how many people actually do emigrate to, and not just our African brothers, even the Quitata, Europe, Eastern Europe, Middle East, Central Europe.
How can there be so many Portuguese people in one town?
That's why I don't know if you know who Madlaga Doughboy is.
Who? Nah.
Okay. He likes rapping in like Portuguese. He's a boy from Klexdo. He likes. I don't know. He claims to have a Portuguese girl. I don't know, but I might be listening to his raps too much. But I'm just like tying it into your.
It's
when I'm shop. My mom used to call it the KVD, like more some chips, but when I'm the Portuguese there. Yeah, the Portuguese having burashi.
When I worked with quote unquote the bank that you know I work with, when I went to go see these people, you would see like just lots of Portuguese people, just lots of Portuguese niggas. Like there was like a bottle store in Ghana that they had the Qwabe. I nigga was out here trying to make me buy some expensive ass bottles. Especially not these ones.
Let's not deviate. Let's talk about like that election. When I've been trying to follow it for the past 2 weeks, and I'm glad you're here. I'm not really because I'm not sure video something about it, whatever. But I want to take it to the plain, simple thing of why Africa be so divided. Bonafella, like even between like normal like black Africans and the Muslim Arabic Northerners. How can we unite? Imagine if we united, like what the former president of Libya was trying to do. Yeah.
Hey, bro, so we're gonna feel that.
So why didn't he see color? Hey, Anna Zama Libo Zuma, Libo I don't know who was the president of Nigeria at the time. I think it was Mr. Johnson. Johnson. Yeah, at the time.
Hey man, the issue with that whole division thing is that you must understand that some people already know, okay, let me say, for example, let me say, for example, I see you bought a laptop, Let me say you bought a really, really expensive gaming laptop, has like top-of-the-line graphics, top-of-the-line hardware, everything, So, you don't know much about computers, and I see all you're doing on it is like doing like Microsoft Word stuff, and maybe you're doing your video editing or not. But I see that you're using this thing, but like no, like you don't need this thing. This thing, I give you my shitty ass laptop. I just show you one thing that it has that yours doesn't have. One thing, and I'm like, no, it's better than yours. You're gonna be all like, you want to trade, right?
Thanks.
So I'm taking advantage of the fact that you don't know what you have. You don't know what you have, and I'm taking it from you. So now, the issue with what happened with Muammar Gaddafi, he realized this, but now he was alone. And then there's a lot of other people that know the threat that Africa can pose when it becomes united. You see, there's a lot of people that know the threat Africa has. Africa, if it become one country, it kills everything. It kills every other nation out there. There's no nation that can take on Africa united. Not a single one. So what happens, what they do is that they take the head and they chop it off. Now the head is gone, nobody else can do that.
And then these people that have these summits that talk about economies say that Africa doesn't contribute anything to the economy. That's because everything that Africa has is being exported, my man. Congo now, as we speak, there's copper belts that are leaving there. Everything that we are using now in these cell phones, in these PCs, in these monitors, like that thing you can only get it in Congo. Congo nucho atola tuang about 10 million rand, 5 million rand, and you set up shop in Congo, my boy, in a small part. And you speak to the warlords that side, give them their pakana to make sure that they're good. My man, China is doing the most. They beat the USA to it. Wait, how we born live, bro? Like it's when you just like tap into it, fella, like Gabo Hamo or something. What's up, just like one of the Kazuya people. So I've never seen a rock like that in my life. Who to that substance? It's like everything that we used to power everything right now.
You're talking about, you say it's a diamond.
It's not a diamond, it's like a rock. But it's a rock that I'll if I find that video again, I'll put it down there, guys.
The mindset.
There was a guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast that was like him and he did that, and he took a video of them mining. Him and all I'm talking about the small, there's no space, my man. Like there's like 300 people in a space that's supposed to have probably like 150 people mining for this thing. You can hear it. It's basic. They don't even have machines, my man. So you can literally hear the guys like cracking for this thing. Clink, clink, clink. I'm like, yo, dog, what's going on? When does that doesn't look like it has a union? But serious. But haven't you watched what's that movie with on Netflix with MVP, man? Kevin Garnett and something Diamond. You don't watch movies anymore. kind of keen view.
I don't watch movies, but I'll probably go check it out.
Yeah, but Haika, like, it's that country.
Yeah.
Like, they're just taking advantage of these guys. It's just hot and
just-
sweet. And you know what how our mind is, man.
Yeah.
Like, now it's like poor prices, obviously. These guys are not getting paid like the way, obviously. You can see, my man, hot money.
It's no
it's
different.
working for like about $50 per week, my
Yeah,
man.
no, it's no different than other more impoverished countries out there, like Indonesia and whatnot. They must mine sulfur in volcanoes there. Like, is it Indonesia or the Philippines? What are those countries? One of those. But yeah, these Mongolish countries, they mine for sulfur in a volcano, active one. Active, and that's the only way a nigga makes a living there.
Oh, but a long time.
Yeah. I know they pay like quite a bit, but like not enough. Not enough for it to sustain, like, you know, life, as well as like also to improve the collection of the sulfur from those places.
Yeah.
So yeah, because sulfur is very radioactive.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very radioactive. So this nigga dives in there with just a mask. It's very toxic. Pure sulfur is very toxic. Man, ungafela skipper, we come to keep it from going through, and that's it. That's only protection from going
Jeez,
through.
Louise.
You find nigga probably like after a few years or months, he's dead because the toxins already catch up to him by then. And that's how niggas live in those countries. Damn. It's screwed by him. It's not just in Africa, the thing, because the countries I'll say that are being taken advantage of mostly are those Mongol countries, like these countries that have Mongol descent.
Such descent.
Yeah, in
Mongolian
Asia.
descent.
Yeah, and then what you call it, Africa, obviously. All of us have been
Africa
then-
will be manipulated and exploited.
And then South America as well. South America as well. Those are all being exploited. So only go Japan, whatnot, Longnati, you know, South Koreans. North Korea is, I don't know if you know what happens in North Korea. North Korea is fucked up.
Nobody knows what happens in North Korea, bro.
You should know,
Nobody knows.
No, you should know. There's this lady, I think, I don't know if she's a model or something, I don't know what she is, but like, she came from North Korea and kind of talked about her experience there. And the thing that happened there, dog, they're fucked up. Like, they are fucked up. Like, it's bad. You know, I think all the money is not going towards the people. It's just going towards the military stuff and the supreme leader, Pharaoh.
Those guys are bugging up for Armageddon, man.
Sure. But yeah, no, the conditions there are not that good. She's spoken about a lot of stuff that happens there. But yeah, like, Oma, times like when they have to, like traveling in the country itself is hard. So, you have to take a train, and that train, it's a fella once a month.
What?
Once a month, dog. Once a month. The train comes once a month, and sometimes they either have to push it, or I don't know, they wait there until something happens. And then apparently also malnutrition is also rampant there. So it's actually very normal for you to find dead people lying around in that country.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I was like, nah, you can't tell me this is a real country. It's normal. Like hospital, it takes you like dead bones from hunger. Or I say AIDS or anything like that. No, hunger, my guy, just hunger. If you have anything extra, then it's chai with you. It's chai.
It's really chai.
So I'm there by the train, dead bodies inside the train, dead bodies. Nigga will be pushing the train, they're going to wherever they need to go to in that country, you'll die while pushing it. Shit like that. Niggas be begging for food with their intestines falling out of their stomach. Bad. That's why it's so fat. And it's fine like this.
How come we never know what's going on there?
Because very few people end up getting out there. You're not allowed in there fair and shit, man. You like going in or out is not, I say, as easy as us just, the hardest thing for us is getting a visa. That's it. Forget visa, okay, period. You don't just get in or out there. Because they know if you go out, they're gonna tell people what we're doing. That's it. And if you come in here, you're gonna wanna leave. Because why? You're gonna see it's fucked up there.
Apparently, they don't let you go to.
They don't.
They don't let you go to the bed house.
They don't let you.
You have a guy that's always watching you.
It's if your family in South Korea, from North Korea, they have to take you to like a northway point.
Bro, I have got such a sad story about North Korea and South Korea, but continue.
Oh no, you can talk, but like I was just saying, like you have to go to a.
Don't say you. His families that only met after like good 20 years after the war, or 10 years after the war. I was like, what? Because basically it's a Lesotho South Africa thing.
Yeah, it is, because I think that back then they were like one nation, and their biggest enemy was Japan. So the Koreans all fought against Japan, but at some point they ended up dividing. North Korea became its own thing. One of them want to become a totalitarian country or some things. And South Korea was like, nah, we want democracy. Man. We don't want this we don't want one nigga ruling over us. We'll just end up being like the Japanese. Because like the Japanese ones, they had like supreme emperors and shoguns and all that stuff going on. So yeah, it's like that.
Okay guys, we about to wrap it up. Still
continue, man, because I think we'll chop it up later.
So we are towards the end of the episode. There's no Lemons list, what Lemon knows this week. So we're just gonna be hitting up the hot video of the week. This is the segment where I'm gonna give you an intro into a video, and then we're gonna have like a minute to react to it. Just a minute. Just like it's a challenge. Like we can.
Okay.
I'll time it in my head. Don't worry. On this show, time is an illusion. So, first video I'm gonna play is Blueface's mother. So Blueface's mother's a bit irritated that every single time she goes on IG Live, everybody wants to have sex with her son, who is a famous rapper and has so many smash hits and has money, and I think is boyfriend, if not husband, to Chris Rock's husband to Chris Rock's daughter.
Married African chick. I know that shit. That's crazy theme.
So yeah, here's the video, guys.
Oh, either married or engaged. One of the two.
Yeah. It's a crazy relationship.
Business. I don't mind if you say weird stuff. Just don't be saying the stuff about I want to sleep with him. That's just going too far back. I got my own dick over here and it's bigger than my son dick. Okay? So we don't get that all cleared up. Stay out his business. I don't mind if you say weird stuff. Just don't be saying the stuff about I want to sleep with him. That's just going too far back.
And then why you gotta address people that
I got my own dick over here and it's bigger than my son dick. Okay?
Yeah.
So we gonna get that all cleared up.
We'll get another.
And if y'all need me to post that dick,
I don't know.
Wow, this leader guy this leader boy.
Start another TikTok craze, man. TikTok likes this ish. They might say they don't like it, but I don't know. It brings attention.
At the same time, yeah. Okay, it's a funny one. And this one is more podcast than interview. Can you read?
No, my eyes are shit. Okay.
See what time or whatever you tell me, like, not do the opposite. That's my problem.
Okay, then I think she's something.
Yes, see. We will beat you.
See what time or whatever you tell me, not do the opposite. That's my problem.
Should she have laced it properly or something? Or whatever woman?
Her head is probably too big.
The podcast era is very deep. It's very deep.
Isn't there like one topic still that we haven't done?
Man, we've given them enough.
Are you sure?
We've given them enough.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Enough controversy for a day.
Controversy.
We'll close with one of them.
Okay.
I'll pick after the next video since we don't have the list. We'll just like watch like the third video, and then I'd like to be the last if you're up for it. Third video is our homie, dog. What do you think about our homie? What do you think about our homie, dog?
I saw this dish and I was like, go ahead, Emma. How is the lady serving? I was like, doctor. Hey, come is
Yeah, this could be like a nice segue, man. What are we saying? Because people on social media were like, I wouldn't respect like Dr. Yaka if he was like, what did he see? It's in the All-Star. Oh, you right? I mean, he's flamboyant, man. He's a character, man. Like people don't understand. He's a drama, but at least he's doing something positive.
Like, if you're smart enough to be a doctor like that, I don't see the issue with it.
He's smart,
Yeah, because if you are a doctor, if you are a licensed doctor, it'll be an issue if we told together. If he didn't get his
But what is a brilliant mind?
Yeah, well, if he's a brilliant mind and he's a proper doctor and he got things the proper way, fuck it, man. Nigga can do whatever the hell he wants to us.
Because that's all. I feel like women that judge this homie, because I feel like it was majority of women that was judging this doctor of ours about his professionality and whatever.
No, professionalism still needs to be there, that's the thing. But if he's not like in a certain way he needs to be professional and he's like this, it's fine. But I'm pretty sure he is professional in those situations.
Yeah.
Even if he might still be the way he is, he might probably just be like a little bit less than what he is now. That's what I'm hoping.
But even the hospital came to his defense and were like, we don't give these people uniform. All we give them is like you've seen student doctors, man. Like, that coat and then that classic casual.
Yeah. It's like that even in private hospital, but I get you. Nah, man, like I said, if a nigga is a good doctor, fuck it, doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Because people are just afraid that this guy is going to do whatever to me.
Hence I'm saying it's women that were a bit like offish about him, and I'm like, the same people that would judge him are the same people that wouldn't understand. I'm talking about females that wouldn't understand a story that was read like on social media, which is quite prevalent. But I think that's one of those stories whereby uncle goes to your labola. Girl at your labola after body testing, vision testing, is discovered Mugero land tattoo. Uncle completely shuts down any negotiation that's going to take place here because tattoo is taken as a timestamp, obviously, through like the older generation as compared to like a regular tattoo, ego chesting, ego doing whatever. But Maluma na kedobona
Thigh tattoo.
This thing in my culture I practice.
Wait. How did these niggas see a thigh tattoo now?
Vision testing.
They do that shit.
Hey, my man, but they go very deep into this. You know, there's like a culture.
I know, but like, you know, never mind. You know,
listen,
like, oh, uncle, like, why is uncle looking at like your potential things?
I don't know I personally don't believe in Lobola as much as Shapo I might eventually to whoever. But in every relationship, I've made it very clear that I don't like the idea of lobola because of my personal reasons. So I've never been a part of the negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somebody's uncle. I might need to know what happens. Yeah, sharp. But
technically.
But in my family, I don't think it would be like a long thing. We'll fit like and stuff like that. My mom, I don't know personally, but I don't think my mom will guide my man until my brother or whatever the case may be. Yeah, like so. I'm not quite sure. And I think these people that are already assigned tasks, as you said, in families you are assigned in maybe one of my uncles, Bakata. My family, like on my mom's side, is very close, so there's a lot of elders and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like even one of my friends, like one of his cousins got married like a few years back, and like I was actually thinking about it, Hunter and Kidzo, him and Santo Okape Bopudi.
Okape Pudi.
My man, every family has their way of labola, dog.
Hey, Okape Pudi, nigga.
Hey, imagine.
As far as I'm concerned, you have Pudi on this for like traditional healings and whatnot.
Hence I'm saying in different, dog, we can't particularly see what the
okay.
Yeah. Next door, what is on Twitter, man? I want to try. And that's why
then here's the issue that I'm asking them. Why are we preserving cultures if all our cultures are that different? If they're only like family specific and some they're practicing them to different degrees. I'm like, what is the use then? What if there's no centralized culture at all then why?
And it's another hand was telling me the other day, like, I think in one of the comments, or maybe it was on our Twitter, if not our Facebook. And Twitter about the previous topic that we had about like black men being romantic. Which was like, y'all are kind of right in the sense of it's such a culture shock between a white man and like a black woman. And like us going for like a white woman, everything's just natural.
That is natural?
No, not natural per se, but there's not much of a culture shock in the sense of okay, as compared to on the other side now, we expect your uncles to come down.
Oh shit, also the white niggas, you need to bring the uncles, let's having
What does this white man know about that type of stuff once it gets that serious? I'm not saying in terms of like the relationship, relationships in South Africa, interracial relationships are thriving and everything, but she mainly, I think, speaking from experience, she spoke from a sense of once it gets to the point of marriage, it becomes a bit of a culture.
Yeah, culture shock.
Hence, so many movies are about the white man getting the black girl because he has to appease the black father that's like, white devil. Yeah. There's even a movie like that, which Netflix, Eddie Murphy and Jonah Hill. Just like that. Yeah, exactly. Just exactly like that. Yeah. And then, but think about it. How many movies can you think about the white guy getting the black girl, but the black guy getting the white girl?
Dog, simple. Think like a man.
What about it?
White guy, black girl.
Yeah. It's the original one. But the second one was I felt the second one. That's why I saw it.
I guess the second one. Did he propose on the second one?
Or something like that. Yeah.
Well, anyway, man.
So hence it's so fascinating. Oh, the white man has so much money. Oh, takes a girl like. Because that's what media and everything has portrayed, but because we have like single black mothers that are strong, I say they're strong black independent women. But now, with the way media portrays them, it seems like they're like down on the barrel, like in terms of like economically, representation wise, but we know that there's those. You get where you go. It just depends on the industry and whatever you go because there's industry leaders that are females in that industry. Other industry leader, we're not throwing it around to so many people in that industry, male or female. So if it lands to you, it should always count if it's you are the industry. I don't care if you're male or female. If the best president for us is female, man, let's give it a shot. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind it, but I won't go on the precipice of we need a Lesotho president and just go off that. We do not. We need the best president to do the job. We do not need no specification. You know, he has to be disabled, feminine. He has to be of like the kind of thing. I don't know, poor background.
Sure.
From a rich background. Generalizing. I need the best guy, but I don't care what he does for my side team. If he's in a polygamy or polyandry, I don't care. As long as this guy can do the job. Isn't it what we're talking about? This poor man can do the damn job.
Man, it's like I said.
He doesn't speak English real well. But he the role.
If he can do the ish, man,
He's playing the fucking role.
If he can do that ish while looking like that, now I respect him more. Because I'm like, how did you not even change actually? Because usually when niggas do home medicine or whatever, so much change. Everybody in like this. So I'm like, how? I mean, I did computers, now look at me, I'm a fucking nerd. People see me like geek. And even though I've done things like bodybuilding, like freaking did karate, rugby, tennis.
But because of the interest.
But because of my interest now.
Just like me though. I've never been like a house or a hip hop fan. I've always been like a rock fan. Linkin Park.
I was like, what?
Linkin Park, My Chemical Romance, Nirvana. Like, I'm into that emo stuff, my man. But hip hop is something probably, go Tupac were my last renditions of hip hop. And then musically, I've always been a Michael Jackson fan. And the earliest recollection of music I have is Michael Jackson. And then obviously everything my parents used to listen to. And my brother, which is Tupac. So anything there, I would never take it as myself. You know what I'm saying? When I found my tree in LinkedIn, I was like, and because I used to like them in those like Dragon Ball Z videos, if you remember those videos. That had like Golden Biscuit in the background, and it's like different skits of like trance.
basically.
Yeah.
That was another era, eh?
You come from far, man.
Yeah, man, I get enough of
That's how we document.
Have you seen how AMVs are now?
Yes. I'm a Panama Sabalum Natego 80.
Hasalam not a plant dog.
So I get that the older movie.
People call it AMV, those like every GMV, games video. Like every GMV now it's people doing crazy shit in games. The whole video. You know, just go look for a combo video of God of War. And now we see shit I didn't even think was possible. Yeah.
I'm not just deviating. Doesn't matter as long as you're good at your damn job. But what then how people are doing right now, like below me high sharp, man. Like on a more serious note, like people are dying, man. Patients are dying. Wages must go up and everything, or whatever they're fighting for, striking, still sabona. But I was speaking to somebody earlier on today, and they were worried that they can't take their little baby to the clinic because of the strike, and we're not doing that sharp. And I didn't take the story seriously until I saw a man with a shambok in one of the wards, and I'm like, this guy's preventing doctors from treating probably critically people. What if someone is in an accident? There's an accident probably every 2 20 minutes, 10 minutes in South Africa.
Yeah.
Who's treating those people? Well, sharp dog strike arm. But as somebody that striked in apartheid times, that was speaking on the radio the other day, and is actually one of the founders of Nahawu, was like, "Dog, this is not how we did it. You did what you had to do at the clinic, Billy, and then you just down tools. But you make sure that critically people are fine, and you treat the women and kids. That's what's important. Screw the niggas.
People have lost their sense of.
There was an order of doing things, my G.
Yeah, they've lost. You know the thing that the Americans would say, "Oh no, Africans are amazing because it's Ubuntu crap." I'm like, that shit is dead, man. Like that shit. Like you see remnants, like small like remnants of it somewhere here and there, but bruh, Ubuntu is dead. Niggas don't care about niggas.
There's no more Rainbow Nation. No one even speaks about the Rainbow Nation.
You know, that thing died a long time ago.
Rainbow Nation.
This thing, I was upset when, remember the clicks thing, the whole thing where people were raiding clicks because of that ad that they had. Was the clicks with this game? I forgot what it was.
It's this game.
It's this game.
I think it's this game. It's one of the two.
Yeah, but it was one of those, I mean, it was clicks, I remember. It was clicks. So,
the one where EFF went to. Yes, clicks.
Bro, like, I'm like, your black brother that is probably voting for you works there. When then you go there, you mess the place up, you're ruining his livelihood.
He's supposed to vote for you.
He's supposed to vote for you. Almost singing it, but Jale, you want to. Like, no, like, people don't get that, Imana. What you trying to protest, whatever your views or whatever it is, do it in such a way that it does not hinder everybody else. Like, you know, there was one dude, one friend of mine was like, no, it's like, why don't you guys go strike for in? I forgot what it was, but it's I think it's with regards to this corruption issue. I don't know, I should go lead a strike. I'm like, I would not do that. Because why? Because these people can't be led to do anything without being chaotic. Like, you know when you
Operation Medulla is
you know when you want to like properly like attack people, you have to be strategic. So if I can't take people who are organized enough, like the military, to handle a military operation, you know, in such a way that we're going to screw over the government, but only the government and not our people. But when they want to go screw over the people as well, and then they end up not screwing over the government anyways.
But stuck in limbo, fairly.
And when like, if you want to go complain to the government, just go complain to the government. Don't complain to the guy that's there who is working there. Go complain to the guy who is his boss. That's the issue. Because people like doing that. They go to the guy at the bottom and they want to complain to him about what the guy up top is doing. What is that? My nigga, I'm in the same boat as you. I can't do crap. I gotta work here and I can't help you, especially because I work here. I'm like, you say I must go.
Because
I'm like, you it's like that clicks like you say I must go rip off that thing. If I go rip off that thing, I'm gonna lose my job. I got a family at home. I ain't doing that, my nigga. But you guys, if you wanna log a complaint, you can definitely do that to my manager. Nah, you know, we're just gonna do it ourselves. Guys, please don't do that. You know, don't see it. And then they go mess things up. And it's because, you know why? Is that people don't know shit. The issue here is that they're controlling people through knowledge.
We never, like South Africa, I don't think we ever knew how to protest.
No, they did know. But it would always
break out into women and
now it's because...
No, always, my man.
No, I'm saying now it's the only issue is because now the enemy isn't a common enemy anymore. You see, the enemy is now within their ranks.
And there's a high possibility of you affecting another black life.
Exactly.
Instead, in terms of a livelihood.
And so their idea is like, nah, let's just go create quick chaos. And I'm like, come on. You gotta do this like a military operation. You must find your target and then eliminate the target. That is a military operation.
Yes.
How to him now? It's like how to you're gonna go global like Hitler. Now you guys are busy now murdering all the fathers and sisters and brothers of civilians. You guys are killing civilians when you should be killing the soldiers. And also, the man in charge himself, hatred. Nah, you guys want to kill the civilians. That's basically what they South Africans do when they protest. I just how about quality or something shit like that? What quality for us working people? Now I can't get to work because of you niggas. And also you don't know how critical my job is.
To my livelihood.
No, to somebody else's livelihood at that.
Because I have a family.
You know, it could be it's critical to a family or something. Like if you close a road and a doctor has to be in surgery in like 30 minutes or something. Or one
that dog's dead.
Nigga's dead. No, but I don't effectively and immediately. You kill the person for your own stupidity. Because that's the only issue is that people like South Africans don't know how to organize themselves.
Fact.
They don't know how to organize themselves. They don't, because now I'm telling you, the shit that they're complaining about the government, they got this thing solved. If they knew how to mobilize themselves and organize themselves properly,
I don't know. I think it's not one of our African problems, whereby the government raised the petrol price in that country. Everybody with a car left their car on the highway and went back home.
Jesus.
Following day, or a week or a month later, prices went down.
But that also is still kind of bad. Because you can call, let's see.
The economy, there's no track to move on.
It could be bad,
But by that time, you have to already negotiating with the government.
or at least you would have organized with the people for them. We're going to do this, so you guys, they need to organize. They need to organize, exactly. So if they already said, look, we're going to do this, so you guys, you have time to go and sort this out and make sure you go this thing, and we're going to do this around this time. Then yeah, if people can mobilize themselves and everything, then I'm on that.
Just like the podcast, man, right? What started this was like 3 other of my partners and stuff like that, you know? And like we had like a common goal or whatever. But we all agreed on like one thing, like the work ethic, like with inside the group, me, myself included, and the other 3 wasn't up to standard because everybody was in like their own little world. So very little gets done, you know what I'm saying? Until like Lemo came on, and you, as you said, you get somebody that's like-minded, and you tend to take the whatever you are trying to do forward, you know. Because at this point we just like trying to sort out as soon as like the podcast gets a little bit of cash or whatever, pay off the niggas for the episodes that they did, and obviously like the logo and stuff like that, and we continue things just like that, you know. There's no reason to like not many things, and I'm saying this on the podcast so that like everybody like realizes like the challenges that like we like going through and stuff like that, you know. But
content creation is another thing, eh?
Yeah, but not badmouth the homies or whatever. We did what we had to do, but as you said, when you're not working as one cohesive unit, everything like shatters apart. In every football documentary about champions or any documentary in general about anybody that won a championship or whatever, they always tell you about you as better as the weakest person that is helping you to achieve this one particular goal. If your chef is not giving you the best food as the best athlete in track or whatever the case may be, or in the NBA, where are you going to be, bro? You're going to be a slouch. You're always going to be injured because you're not eating right for your particular body. You don't have the right nutritionists. Yeah, you know, like how many nutritionists do you think would Cristiano Ronaldo have to keep their body that fit for so long?
Niggas probably has like a lot of nutritionists, probably a chef as well. Like I think one for.
So, but people want to get there, but don't want to be organized.
Dog, like
you gotta organize yourself.
Africans, falling into the trap of modernization. That they don't realize that their own heritage is good. Like there's a lot of things about Africans that they do not need to change. You don't need to change this, you don't need to change that. Okay? The Ubuntu thing was a good thing. Africans being united is a good thing. Like, essentially, we do have a communist mentality, and I think it would work for Africans if they had the right communist mentality at this point. Right now, it's terrible. The reason why Malema is doing so is because he's bringing those people that like the idea of communism in Africa. But the issue now is that when you bring that idea, you're threatening another one, which is capitalism.
Fact.
And now when you threaten capitalism, what happens? The capitalists will fight back.
Libya.
Exactly.
Very well on that note, Libya, after talking about African politics. See, didn't even get to the other topics because, that's how the podcast is, man. You just flow and go in. I will see any closing remarks over any topics that we had. Anything that you'd like to ask the listeners?
Not entirely. Me, I just hope that people learn something from this, because that's the whole point of your
more knowledge, shaping minds, man.
Yeah. So if people are looking for more knowledge and they would like to learn more about other topics, maybe there's a lot of topics that I'm sure you could have asked me, but the time is the thing. So, but
and people generally like looking at the. I don't want to say attention span because I might get in trouble for that, but I want to say
we all have terrible. Even I have a terrible attention span.
Yeah, people want to listen to the podcast, listen to podcast that night. Hi, broker. It's not TV. We're not acting. Yeah. We don't have much of a budget.
But anyway, all I can say is that I hope they learn something.
All you do is just listen to it on your trip to somewhere. Even we have audio. You'll eventually get where you're getting and forget that it's a 3-hour drive or 4-hour drive from Valcom to Pampilstad. Yeah, so closing remarks, bro. Sorry for sitting.
As long as people learned something and they maybe got a brand new perspective, I'm happy.
I need all the shop's handles and your handles if you need the Twitch and stuff like that, and just put it somewhere next to your face somewhere.
TG Gaming, TG_gaming. Just look for that on.
How do you pronounce it? TIG.
TEG.
Oh, you have to abbreviate it. TEG. Oh.
TEG. Otherwise, it's Tico, the full thing. Tico's Evolved Gaming.
Oh.
That's the regular Tico's Evolved Gaming. So that's the whole thing. But yeah, just look for TEG. We in front of Crazy if you want to come through and jam some games.
They have every game that you want.
Fiber internet.
Everything.
200 megabits per second. Come if you like.
Gamers, I reiterate. This is the place that you need to be. Very cheap prices. Come here, online gaming, tournaments. Any tournaments coming up? I know guys.
We're gonna have a tournament at Rock Comics on the 25th of March. So it's gonna be for Tekken 7, Dragon Ball 5 Rangers. We already had a FIFA one, so if you didn't come, I guess we could not reach you. But I guess I'll give you the handles and you just put them at the bottom of the screen there so people can see. But FIFA will have them eventually at some point because we're trying to get, Free State up and running in esports. We're trying to get you guys to be world level competitors here because I'm on Josie, LC, Devin is getting there, Cape Town,
Devin does have people that do esports as a living.
It's us. We do a few tournaments outside as well.
That's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying Cape Town now. They're tracking Europeans. Some Europeans live that side.
We went to Green College here. They told us this year was the first time they actually made esports as an official school sport. So it's an official school sport for them. But there's no league here. That's the problem. They're all doing online leagues and they all want an offline league. Because we want them to be playing the prep, HTS, all here in Bloom. They don't have to go anywhere. Then we will take them. We will take them to tournaments because the thing is, they're only going into like a few leagues and leading out for games in general. There's a lot of leagues. There's a shit ton. There's like local leagues, international leagues, and like probably like a few African leagues as well. Like there's a lot of leagues, so we just want to get like the awareness there for them that people can make money from games. A nigga can be like a content creator on the side as well, while also being a freaking gamer and getting paid to make games.
Oh, if I had a PlayStation, I would be on Twitch all the time, man. I got like 3,000 followers on Twitter.
I mean, there you go. You see, so niggas will just be out here streaming content left, right, and center. Don't even have to stress about anything because the team is going to be providing most of whatever they need in terms of game runs. And you get guys that covers a lot of their living expenses, and you get enough time to do everything else you might want to do.
But our country are flown in terms of load shedding because of like the internet connection and obviously
and that's why we need offline leagues. Because online is an issue. That's why it's
as Africa, online is an issue.
No, like in general it's an issue.
Okay.
Like in general, like the constant load sheddings do affect the network.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you find like times where you have electricity, but because a place with a tower that pays money to you is not working now, it screws up your whole internet. So what we want is offline leagues. Offline leagues. People just come through, play games, learn games, whatever esport that they want to learn. We will try as best as we can to give them that platform.
Okay.
So that they can get better at whatever they want to do. Because, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that want to become esports players at least, even if it's just a side thing. You know, because you can be an esports player on the side and then do whatever you want on the other side. So, yeah, because it does give you enough time. It's just that being the best, it does require a whole lot more dedication.
Yes.
Like it requires you to be as dedicated as any other sports player.
And in South Africa, who's going to allow you to be an esports player? Only man. Hey, TV games, it's
Don't TV games, TV.
So we really need as much as we in the first thing is industrial what.
Yeah. Thing is,
we have a lot of mending to do.
We just want to show it to parents as well as the kids as well. They can do this stuff because.
Now I think once me and you become like parents and whatever, maybe we'll be more like our generation of parenting will be more open to.
Bro, I don't even want to even understand how we will be like as parents because something can just come through and just be like, nah, like you would not let your kid do this thing. I mean, look at the whole the gender thing, America. You know, that is being a massive issue now because imagine because people were like. They were saying, okay, we should not infringe on trans people's rights and whatever. But now here's the thing, they're indoctrinating kids into this ideology. And now what happens that, imagine your kid comes to you one day is like, Daddy, like he's your son, and he's like, Daddy, I'm a girl and you never even told me. Don't come with it. Who told you you were a girl? Who told you you were a girl? You're gonna ask him that. Who told you you were a girl? No, my teacher said I couldn't be a girl trapped in a boy's body. But I'm like,
it's gonna be all the biology books and stuff.
Sit here, it's fine. I'm like, show me your teacher when I go to your school next time. Hey, bro, now I'm putting that nigga here. So I already watching the floor. Don't come with your bullshit to my son. He must learn on his own. The thing is, that's what I want. You see, with kids. Let them learn on their own. The best way for a kid to develop is if he develops on his own. So you can give him knowledge, but don't push ideas to him. Don't tell him this is how you do. No, this is the best. No, he must decide for himself what is the best course that he would like to take with anything. Yeah, and that's how I learn a lot of things. That's why I don't just listen to somebody when they say something. I'll listen because if somebody wants to come with an agenda, I'll hear the agenda immediately. This is very, very biased and opinionated immediately. And already then I'll try to make him sort of calm down because he's not thinking straight. So kids the same, let them have figure out their own point of view. Once they can do that, you're good. That's why influence is a huge issue when it comes to kids.
Mm-hmm. Alright, man. More knowledge, bit more knowledge, set you free. Me and Vusi signing out, Party DJ. Season 1 finale, episode 11. Y'all are lucky that Kev actually opened the shop for us, because if not, episode 10 was going to be the last one, man, because we have been having difficulties shooting without Lemo. But thanks again, Vusi Fetu. Appreciate it. We'll just show you all the links and places that we can communicate with the homies. Come get a jam. Bring your friends, man. Bring your friends. The more the merrier. And signing out. Peace.
Peace. Yes. Yeah, man. More talking going on.
That's what a podcast is, man.
Damn it. Processing.